Hey, welcome back to Nifty Notions. My name's Andrew.
I'm Jason, and today, Andrew, do you think there are more accidents on the road if you drive on the left-hand side in a country or the right-hand side?
Well, I think that would depend. If you're used to driving on the left-hand side and you're driving on the right-hand side, there's going to be a lot of accidents. So it would work either way.
And in a country you drive on the left, if you're on the right, that's bad as well.
Exactly.
So,
Yes.
you haven't answered my question.
Are horses involved in this question, or is it just cars?
Take horses out, bikes out, pedestrians out in general. We're talking about motorist
And we're going to be
accidents.
talking about proportion, I suppose.
Yes, statistically, as a percentage of population of people that drive.
Okay.
Is it safer to drive on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, or which one has more accidents?
Okay, I'm going to go proportionately, probably driving in a right-hand drive car, so that's on the left-hand side of the road, like we do in Australia, like they would do in the UK and a few other countries, because I think that only represents somewhere around 10 or 15%, so whatever, you'll tell us what the number is of the population. So I'm assuming that visitors from all those other countries going there might be driving on the wrong side of the road, because I had that happen to me the other day when I came up Atchison Street behind this place, and I had a guy who turned into my street, coming straight at me and waving me across to get to the other side of the road. So I'm going with whatever that was.
So you're saying the right-hand drive has fewer accidents, left-hand drive has more accidents?
Right-hand drive is where the steering wheel
With
is.
the left-hand side of the road?
Yes, that's more accidents than the other.
It's the opposite. The left-hand drive, the left-hand side of the road has fewer accidents than people who drive on the right-hand side of the road. But you're right what you say. There's fewer countries that have left side of the road where it's driving. So 35% of the world drives on the left-hand side.
Okay, that's much higher than I thought.
Well, India's involved.
Oh.
And that would skew the number up, wouldn't it?
Go India.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think we're going to cut a bit of that out, but let me just give it a break.
No, we're not. Yes, we are. So the Go India thing, was it?
But the left-hand side of the road is safer, and the reason that's given mainly for this is most people are right-handed.
Right.
And the right hand is dominant,
Yes.
and the right eye is dominant.
Yes.
So the theory is that if you're on the left-hand side of the road and your right hand's on the wheel, in other words, if you've got a gear stick, you move the gear stick with the left or whatever, that you're in a safer position than if you were in the States or somewhere driving on the right-hand side, in theory, because that's left eye, left hand. So statistically, left side of the road countries are safer than right side of the road countries.
Right.
Which is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have thought. You think most of them are right-hand side of the road, and therefore there's a reason for that, and part of that is safety.
Okay.
So let's talk about why some countries drive on the left.
All right.
Some countries
Why
drive on the
is
right.
that the case?
Well, there's two factors in here. One is historic traditions, and one is colonial influence in terms of spreading the word around the world. So let's look about historic traditions. In England, for example, in the UK, most people mount a horse from the left. They get into carriages from the left. If they had a sword in the old days, it would be on the left-hand side. So it would be easier to pass people if you're on the left, rather than your scabbards hitting each other if you're on the right.
And easier to whip the sword out.
And easier to whip the sword out. And
Yes.
imagine the sort of...
Riding along, going, don't like you, whip the sword out, do your stuff, put it back in, keep going.
You sound like you really know your stuff on this. And
Just making it up as I go.
I move for no man.
So be it!
All right, we'll call it a draw.
so that's why the UK, for a number of factors, started, driving on the left because of those
Because
traditions.
of the horse.
The horse, the carriage, the sword.
But is that not a tradition across the world, always getting onto a horse from the left side?
So we'll come in and dispel this myth in a second, but you're absolutely correct if you look at Japan.
Yes.
Samurai swords for the left-hand side. So it's a combination of tradition in Japan plus British railway engineers who also, the trains are also passing on the left.
Okay.
So both of them are attributed to why Japan does that. And then if you look at, again, the second bit, where I was talking about colonial influence, then you've got India and Australia, where we are, New Zealand, etc., that adopted it. So other ex-colonies like Malaysia and Singapore, they're all on the left-hand side. So
What about Thailand?
Thailand, I can't remember. I think Indonesia's on the left. Thailand, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'll have to look
So
that
it'd be
one up.
interesting, like with Singapore and Malaysia bordering with places like Thailand, where they have that
Absolutely.
crossover problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But then they've figured that out in Europe anyway, haven't they? Where
Yes.
people cross over from the Channel
Yeah,
and go to either come from Europe and go to the UK or vice versa.
exactly. So most people, you would have thought they would be on the left-hand side of the road. And 100 years ago, there were more countries driving on the left. But these days, more countries drive on the right-hand side of the road. And that's popularized by a couple of things. One is the Napoleonic era. So the French were a colonial power. And Napoleon, the Napoleonic era is where the right-hand side of the road came into effect for France and other countries. And the reason behind that was, and there's a number of myths around this, Napoleon, for some reason, didn't like the Brits.
Really?
Yeah.
Who knew?
I know. First revealed on Nifty Notions.
That's it.
And and he said, "Thou shalt pass on the right-hand side for military manoeuvres and for moving, cannons and all this
Did
stuff."
they change their swords to the other side?
No, they didn't.
So you're at an advantage if you're passing on the other
you do.
side. You can, while the
do.
other guy's like, oh, damn, he's over there rather than over there. I'm like, okay.
But you can imagine Napoleon, not like in the Brits, would say, "We're going to do it
different.
exactly the opposite."
Yeah.
So then France began driving on the right-hand side, and all the colonial powers that France conquered became right-hand side drives. So if you look at the history of left or right, rather, it's those two kind of things that started the trend to be left or right-hand sided.
And France still has colonies all over the world, don't they?
That's right.
They're everywhere. How many time zones do they have?
12 time zones.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
13 if you include Antarctica, their claim to it.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
So-
which makes them in Europe, of course, with the most time zones, even above Russia, which has 11.
And if you're at all interested, we have a very interesting video on that subject. Just the link's on the screen at the moment.
We do indeed. So that's a bit of history to that. So let's just jump into a couple of things now. When is the last country to move from one side of the road to the other?
Well, I'm thinking that there would have been countries in Europe that would have done it switching over from right-hand drive, so that's where the steering wheel is in the car, which is driving on the left of the road,
Yes.
to come into line with the rest of Europe. And I'm pretty sure Sweden was probably the last country in Europe to have done it.
So Sweden is one of the last 5 countries in the world to move.
Right.
And the second last European country.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, so you're right. In the 1960s, Sweden moved from the right-hand side to the left-hand side. That was in 1967. And then in 1968, there was another European country that moved from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, and that was Iceland. So that, of the last 5, there's only 2 European countries in there. In the 60s, 1960s, that's Iceland and Sweden. And in the 1970s, there were 2 countries in Africa that moved.
Okay.
And that's Nigeria and Ghana.
Yeah.
And then in 2009, we're skipping almost 30 years now, another country moved from, oddly enough now, the right-hand side, because all the other countries I described before moved from the left to the right-hand side of the road. This one moved from the right-hand side of the road to the left.
So we're talking on which side of the road we're driving on now.
Yes,
Yeah.
left-hand side of the road, right-hand steering wheel.
Yep.
And that country is, do you want to hazard a guess?
No?
Samoa.
Oh,
Yes, not American Samoa, but Samoa.
right. Okay.
And they moved from the,
Like the Americans would drive.
like the Americans,
Yeah,
on the
the
right-hand
Europeans,
side
yeah.
to the left-hand side,
Yeah.
because they could import cars cheaper into the country from Japan, from Australia and New Zealand. So it was
Even though they were close to American Samoa,
yes,
where they would have had cars from the States.
yes.
Okay.
So it was cheaper for them to do that. So the whole country moved in 2009. That was the last country to do so.
Okay.
So that's quite a sort of odd outlier
Yep.
in that regard.
Yep.
How many countries in Europe do you think still drive on the left-hand side of the road?
Well, there's the UK.
The UK.
There'd be probably Ireland.
Ireland, that's 2 out of 4.
2. Gibraltar's part of the UK.
Doesn't count.
But they probably don't do that there.
I don't know in Gibraltar.
Because there's so... But the border's closed to Spain, or has been for on and off. So cars coming across...
I don't
know. We'll put it on the screen.
Yeah.
That'll be answered on the screen. Neither of us know that one.
And they're all, as you've started, islands. So the UK's an island, Ireland's an island.
Yep. And Greenland is a possibility, but that's part of Denmark, so I doubt that. I have no idea.
In the Mediterranean, you've got a couple of islands there. One is Malta.
Right, of course. Malta,
Yeah.
They had a strong British influence there.
Absolutely, yeah. Knights of St. John and all that.
Oh,
And
the other one would be Cyprus.
Cyprus,
Yeah, because
yes.
of the British influence.
Yes.
Okay, yep.
So there's 4 countries, and there's 2 in South America. So again, if you look at the
Well, it's not going to be Argentina.
why do you say that?
Just, don't know.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
Just a gut feel.
Listen, don't mention the war. I mentioned it once, but I think I got away with it all right.
2 small countries in South America.
2 small countries in South America. Are they islands?
No, they're not.
I don't think South America has country islands, do they?
I don't think so.
I don't think
No.
so. Well, the Falklands.
Let's not go there.
Well, the Falklands, they probably drive on the...
Not a sovereign nation, though.
Okay, fair enough.
And
No
we're
idea.
Talking, we're talking South America.
No idea. I wouldn't.
So these would be Suriname and Guyana.
Okay,
Yeah, drive on the left.
that must be problematic.
Probably so, once they skip countries, but
Not being dominant countries like Brazil and Argentina.
exactly, and surrounded by them, you'd
Yeah.
think that, and it would be, I imagine, more expensive to get cars there because all the left-hand steering wheels are available to them for all the other countries.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to finish with one particular oddity. What's the only road in England that you can drive, because it's a left-hand side of the road country? What's the only road in England where you drive on the right-hand side of the road?
Would it be one of the ramps going into the ferries at Dover?
It could well be. I don't know if that is. But officially, there is a road in London that has permission by law to drive, as you enter it, to drive on the right-hand side of the road.
Is it a diverging diamond interchange?
I'm just going to put everyone out of their misery now. No, it's not a DDI.
Because we've done a really interesting video on DDIs, and that's on the screen now if you want to have a look at that, folks.
It is in London,
Yes.
and it's the Savoy Court. It's the little road that leads up to Savoy Hotel.
So this is a private road, or is it a public road?
I don't know the answer to that,
Okay.
but it is on the right-hand side of the road because traditionally the way it was set up allowed carriages
Horse
to do
and
that.
carriage.
And if it was raining, then you'd want to get out of the right-hand side out because that's where all the tops were to keep people dry. So that has continued to this day. So you would, so you drive in on the right-hand side and then you exit onto the Strand.
Well, it's lucky that when I go there, I always get a chauffeured Rolls, so I don't have to worry about that.
I know. And
That's in my dreams, of course.
is the car at Heathrow waiting for you to get picked up?
That's also in my dreams.
So that's it for today. And one last thing, I just want to thank my friend Paul Crickler, who suggested this particular video.
Thank you,
An
Paul.
old school friend. Thank you, Paul. And
That's it.
that's it.
So thanks for watching. If you've liked what you've seen, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this with your friends. My name's Andrew.
I'm Jason.
We'll see you next time.